Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Portia and wow, a lot has happened since I've last made a video. A lot has happened. I don't even know what's going on in my life right now. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm losing it. But that's what I want to talk about today. As I'm in the process of it, as I'm getting through this, as life is going on for me, because I feel like whenever I make a video, I talk about the after effects. And so it's easier for me to talk about a situation once I've already been through it and gone through it. And right now I'm in the middle of it. And I feel like that's when people struggle the hardest. And once you're out of a situation, it's easy to forget what you're going through in this moment of time. So I have been living in a new state, in a new place for about 6 months, I'd say. Yeah. And this has been the most eye-opening, life-changing growth era I think I've had up till this point in my life. And I'm not gonna even sugarcoat it. It has been the messiest. I have been causing so many problems since I've been here. Oh, new hair, by the way. Just side note, I dyed my hair red a while ago and I cut it, but I hadn't filmed. But yeah, I dyed my hair red, so I think that's probably the first sign of things that are going, how things are going in my life right now. Dyed my hair red and cut it. So yeah, basically I have just been causing problems, to say the least. But I also feel like I have lost myself. I have fully stripped down so many layers of what I thought I have healed, what I thought I was over, what I thought I've already gone through this, moved past it, but I haven't. And this week, this was really like the straw that broke the camel's back for me. I felt like my world was ending, felt like I just didn't want to keep going anymore, felt like it was a mistake for me to move here, didn't know what direction to go, what to do. Basically my whole life is like purging itself out right now. Like nothing is working out, I guess you could say, and all because of me. Like it's actions and things that I'm taking and decisions that I'm making. But it's also just how things have been going. Hi, he's gotten so big since you guys have last seen him. Look how humongous he is. He's just a big boy now. But we have moved. This is the new place, the new crib for now. And if you keep hearing that noise, it's me moving on my seat, but it sounds like something else, but I'm just moving back and forth. Anyways, as I was saying, I have lost everything. I really lost everything since I moved out here. All the things that I was working toward, what I thought the direction of where my life was going at the beginning of this year, all those things didn't end up working how I expected it to. I haven't really made very many friends. I have just been coping in unhealthy ways. I just really reverted back to step one, phase one, but at the same time I haven't. And this morning, I'm not gonna lie, for the past 4 days I really have just been sitting in my bed, doom scrolling, crying, drinking, just lost. My my body's here, but my soul was nowhere to be found, I guess you could say. I thought that this was like a new feeling for me. I was like, I never have felt this way. I've never felt more hopeless. I've never felt like I fucked my life up so much. And this morning, you know, I woke up and I decided to pray. I'm not a very religious person at all, but I do believe in God in some sense, and maybe not like in a religious point of how God may be portrayed, but I do believe in God. I believe in a higher power. And for the past week, since all this has happened, I have seen so many signs of God around me, like very undeniable things. Sorry I'm not looking into the camera also. I just keep like looking off because this is like a very vulnerable conversation for me to be having. And like looking at myself, it's just hard to say some of these things because I haven't even liked looking at myself in the mirror lately. But yeah, so I woke up this morning and I prayed, got out of bed, even though I didn't want to, tried to stay off my phone, did some cleanup and like did some laundry I've been putting off for a really long time, and I just journaled, which I have not done regularly since moving here. Like I'll go through phase for like a week where I'm doing it, and then I'll like not do it for a little while. And I've always preached how important journaling is, like how it helps you so much more than you can even think. And when I was journaling today, I wrote like 6 pages front to back of just how I'm feeling, analyzing myself, and you know, digging deeper to these parts of me that keep showing up, and finding, you know, how I can positively make decisions instead of reverting to other things that I've been doing. I guess like coping mechanisms. Like I just was like trying to analyze myself in that sense, and trying to analyze like why I'm acting the way I am, or why I feel so lost for myself and disconnected and hopeless. And I just realized like I am not here and having these problems and going through these things because God wants me to fail. The universe, God, whatever you believe in, same thing. The higher power, why we're here, they don't want you to fail. They're not here to be like, let's push them down until they can't get up and hopefully they just stay there because that's what they deserve. No. And I'm a very firm believer in the people who have the most gifts. It's like not saying nobody has gifts or someone is more important than another, but I think in like a healing sense. Malcolm, please don't do that. Thank you. I think in the sense of spiritual gifts, healers, people meant to, oh my gosh. Malcolm, he loves getting up my hair ties and I don't let him because they're all over the house, and then I'm doing my hair and I never have a hair tie. But I feel like healers and people with those types of spiritual gifts, they usually are dealt with more because you have to unlock your gifts and your healing process in order to give the other people the medicine to heal. And I feel like my purpose on this earth is to be a healer. And not saying that I need to take other people's issues upon me, but I think that with the problems and the struggles that I faced in my life, I can be someone who can be a light in a collective of people who don't have a light to look at or need the guidance to get onto the right path for their own healing journey. And I haven't been creating, not making content, have only been consuming, and I have not been creating anything. I'm not living up to any purpose. I'm not living up to anything that I know my soul is here to be doing. I'm not taking care of myself. I'm hiding. I've been in like this hibernation state. Back to what I was saying about journaling. I realized a lot of things about myself today. I also noticed patterns of this cycle for me where I feel like my world is ending. I feel like I want to give up. I feel like I'm not strong enough to make it through this. And then I have like a surrender and awareness gap where I'm surrendering to these feelings, and I know that I have to step in for myself, and I start getting, a little bit more aware of these situations. And then it's the action part. Taking action on how you're going to get out of it. What are you going to do? How are you going to get through this? What needs to change? What do you need to heal? And find your why behind it all. I thought that, the last time this happened to me, the last time I felt this way, I thought that was going to be the last time. Because I had figured out all these tools, a full routine, what I knew grounded me, what I knew was meant for me, what I knew I needed to be doing in order to feel good, and how I pulled myself out of this the past few times. And every time I just gained more tools. And I think so why when this is happening now and I'm saying I can't look in the mirror, I don't recognize myself, it's because I haven't been face to face with this version of me in a very long time. And I do recognize her. And that's part of me. This version of me, when I look in the mirror and I feel like my light is gone, my soul is gray, I'm just like very negative or low energy, depressed, all of these things. I have felt this way before. And when I looked in the mirror, I never recognized her. Never. I never wanted to look in the mirror. My confidence was so low. Like, I am literally having a hard time filming this video. Like, I seriously, keep wanting to just look away. But I can't, because I am this version of me, whether I like it or not. She's always going to be here. And maybe it'll show up in different fonts and less sometimes. And maybe it's going to be more on other times that I go through this. But this version of me is worth loving too. Every version of you deserves love. And I think when you can get to that point within yourself, recognize, hey, maybe what I've been doing does not align with me and does not align with my morals, my beliefs, and my dreams and my goals, then you start becoming unrecognizable to yourself because, you're not acting and doing what you need to do that deep down is right for you. So of course you're not going to want to look at yourself in the mirror. You're not going to feel confident in who you are, and especially if you stop taking care of yourself and doing those things as well for confidence, and you lose that side of you. And that's why when I feel like when you are so low and in these situations, you don't recognize who you are, but it's you. And right now I'm kind of in a very weird space. I feel like I had like a 5-day long horrible trip that just wouldn't end. I feel like my brain was just going and going and going and going, and I couldn't do anything. Like, I literally had like a full psychotic break on Sunday. It's like Monday right now. Oh, that was Saturday, but just fully not okay. And Sunday I just kind of laid in my bed, didn't do anything, sat on my phone. And today I woke up and I have this weird sense of peace, but also emptiness. Like, my brain is clear, but not in the sense where I have nothing going on, but my thoughts are very linear and very straightforward and very controlled. And that's without me trying. I didn't realize the amount of noise going on in my brain until I felt the quietness of it today. And I just, like, journaling really fucking helped me, like, so much today. Get everything out. And I think turning my faith back to God and realizing that, like, I can't keep waiting on other people to come save me. I can't keep moving forward with my life at this rate and with this type of as he bites me, just this type of, you know, feeling state. I just can't do it. I can't do it. And I had to turn to do some really deep healing today. And I feel like up until today, I really had not, I can say, like, I healed. I've healed from things, but also time heals most things. And maybe time was just going on, and I thought, like, if it wasn't affecting me as much, I was healing. And I'm not saying I haven't healed from a lot of things. But what I learned about myself today, in the sense of how I was breaking everything down, finding the root cause of why I'm doing specific things, how I could change that, how I can fix that, it was like such a deep level of inner healing, and it just fell into my lap. And I feel like when I was writing, the words didn't even really sound like me, what I was necessarily saying. And I feel like that was God or my spirit guides or angels kind of speaking what I needed to see and feel about myself through that, through me journaling. And so I guess my overall message from this, and just me being vulnerable about what's been going on, is you're never going to be on top of the world 100% of the time. That's not going to say it's never going to happen, but you are going to have very hard times. You're gonna feel like your world is ending. You're gonna feel like you don't want to keep going sometimes, just because maybe you don't want to die, but you just want to break. You just want the world to pause sometimes and just be okay, not worry about things. But you can't turn your back on yourself. You have to show up for yourself, even when you don't want to, even when you don't recognize yourself, and you look in the mirror and you don't even like what you're seeing. That doesn't mean you're broken, and that doesn't mean you're stuck that way, and that doesn't mean that you're never gonna get out of it. It just means that you have some things that you need to heal, and you need to sit with what you're feeling. Sit with your emotions. Sometimes it's okay to surrender. You just can't let that be your everyday life. Give yourself a few days. Pull yourself out of it, because until you start making the conscious decision to do things to pull yourself out of it before you feel ready, you will stay in that state. If I didn't get up today and do all the things that I wanted, even though I woke up, didn't want to do anything, wanted to sit on my phone, wanted to just fucking do nothing, I feel like I would not have gotten ready. I wouldn't have had this realization. I got a lot of things done this morning. I feel a sense of peace, and I think it's also just because I transferred a lot of my worry into faith, and I know that what is meant for me will not miss me. I know there are things in my life that I have to cut out in order for me to reach my full potential. I know there's things that I need to work on consciously every single day to become the woman that I want to be. And I've been distracting myself with things that are not going to get me there. And so be kind to yourself if you feel this way. Be kind to yourself when you're at your lowest and when you're at your highest. Be the person that you need to love you. Be that person for yourself. It's so easy to show up for other people when they're having a hard time and give advice to people, or, you know, just be there for them. But where are you when you need that? You can't rely on other people. You can rely on something greater than you and yourself. And of course, if you have friends and family, like, that helps. Having a support system and expressing how you're feeling to these people, that will help you. But the power to get yourself out of this is within you. And so that's basically all I want to say today. I think that everything happening right now is I know that everything happening right now is for a reason. And I know I'm going to come on top better than I was before, stronger, with more tools, with more lessons, with more wisdom. And that's just how I'm trying to look at this. I'm going to have faith and live in the knowing that everything is working out for me. Everything will work out in divine timing. And I know that I will find my purpose and I will find my place in this world. And so will you. And so be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. You literally never know what they're going through. And show up as the person you want to be, not the person you feel like sometimes. So I love you. Thank you if you watch this video. I always say I'm going to try to post more, but I don't want to say stuff if I'm not going to do it. I would like to be posting more, and I'll keep you guys updated on this journey and keep you updated with my life. And I'd love to hear how things have been going with you guys so far in 2026, because damn, this year has rocked me. But I love you and I'm here for you. Let me know if you need anything. Bye.